Ooh, what's going on? What's going on? So I guess now all of a sudden, you know, Manny Pacquiao versus Terrence Crawford is quote officially done, officially a done deal. And the reason that they gave for it was due to the fact that they said that because Terrence Crawford didn't sign they say Terrence Crawford didn't sign the deal. Manny Pacquiao signed the deal, but Terrence Crawford didn't sign the deal. And that at the end of the day, it didn't matter anyway because the quote people who were supposed to be the financial backers never came through with the money. So because of that, it wasn't done. Now, number one, Manny Pacquiao's camp told us over a month ago, plus ago, that they weren't even in negotiations with Terrence Crawford. So all of this is all BS. Basically, they basically just said, and it hasn't meant anything. None of this means anything at all. Just due to the fact that Manny Pacquiao's camp already told us over a month ago that, he's not in negotiations with them. Just like they told us that, no, he's not in negotiations with Ryan Garcia. That is all BS and his name's just being used. And so this, quote, news coming out is not a shocker to me, Now, people have to be careful because what they try to do is, as when things end, they try to give you something to grasp onto, something for you to focus onto. And that's the whole part when they say Terrence Crawford didn't, quote, sign the contract. They want you to focus on that as if, oh, Terrence Crawford is scared. That's why this fight didn't happen. And you think it makes Manny Pacquiao look good. Like, yeah, Manny Pacquiao signed the contract because he was ready to fight. Yeah. They want to get you hyped up and get this narrative being talked about of, quote, Terrence Crawford, quote, not signing the contract, et cetera, just focusing on that and not the whole thing of what actually happened. Now, we all know this is BS, but let's just hypothetically say that all this was true. This aspect of it as they were negotiating and everything of that nature, right? What they want you to believe is that, Manny Pacquiao signed a contract where there was no money. None of the money was there. No finances, but he signed a binding contract with no funds, no finances there, where he's basically stuck until this whole situation's over, working with this random person from Dubai that he has no direct business workings with, and a promoter over there in Bob Arum that has stolen hundreds of millions of dollars from him. He's trusting all of them and just signing that contract and just hoping for the best. They want you to believe that Manny Pacquiao's that moronic. And that's stupid. Because that's what they're basically saying. They're basically saying Manny was dumb enough to sign a contract with the number one thing that's important is the money, and having that up in escrow guaranteed. Forget all that. He was dumb enough to sign a contract without any of that being, taken care of and being set. That's what they want you to believe. And basically what they're telling you is that Terrence Crawford is smart enough to not sign a contract where the funds ain't there. And at the end of the day, Top Rank would have been the one who would have been cleaning up ending the deal, completing the deal anyway. So it wouldn't have mattered if Terrence Crawford signed the fight later. Wouldn't matter if you waited until the funds and everything was official and everything was all set. Just like with the Victor Postol fight. He didn't sign that fight until everything was done. Postol had already signed his deal, everything that he signed later. All that means nothing. It would have meant something if the money was there, the funds were there, and everything was all set, and Manny, quote, signed the contract, and then the fight gets, does not happen because Terrence Crawford refuses to sign this deal. Then it would have meant something. And even with that, when it comes to the percentiles, all that would have been taken care of a long time ago and agreed to a long time ago. You agreed to that before anything else gets done. Number one, the money's in place. Number two, you get all the splits set. Those are the two things you get done. After those two things are done, then you start taking care of everything else. It's always been like that. It's always been like that. But all of a sudden, when it comes to, to Bob Arum and Top Rank and this whole situation, it's completely backwards. Just like with the Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, it's complete backwards. They supposedly got everything else all taken care of, and then the final thing is the finances. That's what they're trying to take care of now, which is another fight that's not going to happen, by the way. It's not. Just like this one was all a fallacy land, same as that. Fallacy land. All BS, all something that's not happening. That's just reality of it. You know, so that's what they want you to believe. You know, so you just got to be careful, like I said, when it comes to this boxing thing. You know, don't let the love of boxing, you know, blind you to reality, you know, and what's really going on. Don't be a rock, like Bob Arum says, that he can throw in any direction. You know, and you get these cues, and once you start understanding these cues, when they start to throw BS at you, you can see it off, you know, right away. You can see the BS and start to look at their actual format, their actual, you know, the formula, their blueprint of how they do things, and you can see it a mile away. That's why I could have told you this months ago that no, this fight's not going to happen. I told them months ago that the fight's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So all these things that they put out, it's not a shocker to me whatsoever. You know, now as far as what they're actually going to do, as far as fights are concerned, I don't know. As far as Terence Crawford, I don't know. I'm guessing he's probably going to fight Teofimo Lopez. I'm guessing that's a fight that's already been set, and I'm thinking that that's probably going to be the person he faces. If not him, then one of those people in the WBO. It's not going to be Sean Porter. It's not going to be Ortiz Jr. I know some people are like, oh, it might be fighting him. It's not going to be either one of those guys. I believe it's just who knows who it's going to be. But it's not going to be anybody that we're going to be excited about. It's not going to be anyone that we want to see. Manny Pacquiao, as far as him, I don't know if he's even going to fight again. I don't know when he's going to fight or if he's going to fight. You know, if it was to fight, I would see him probably fighting Mikey Garcia. And that's the other thing. So PBC has one more fight. Contractually, Manny Pacquiao has one more fight with PBC. One more fight with Al Heyman. But they just brush that off aside, right? They just let it go. Hey, go ahead. Go fight on ESPN. Go fight on ESPN Plus. Just forget we invested all these funds into you, paid you all this money that Top Rank wasn't willing to pay you. Okay, and now we have one more fight that we can do, but oh no, let's just forget all that. Let's just, you know, let you go ahead and go do a fight on ESPN Plus and let, you know, Bob Arum and ESPN just, you know, profit off the funds that we invested in, the fights that we invested in. Let them just go ahead and profit off of that. You know, also the fact that, you know, Tyson Fury and Bob Arum and Top Rank and ESPN are trying to play us when it comes to this fight with Tyson Fury. You know, but yeah, let's just let you go ahead. It's moronic. It's idiotic. It's stupid. It's not believable. You know, it's not believable. So at least this, you know, fake facade of a fight that's was never happening in the first place, it's over with, and we can get back to real boxing as soon as this other facade over here is taken care of as well. You know, but regardless of what Manny Pacquiao does, I don't care. He doesn't have a belt. He can do whatever the hell he wants to. I think the only thing that was people were focused on, that should have been focused on before, was the fact that he had a belt. So it was like, yo, unify, fight these top tier dudes and unify, because you are holding one of the belts, you know. But he doesn't have that. So since he doesn't have that belt, do what the hell you want to do, because he's not in the way. He's letting y'all do what y'all want to do, and he's not in the way of these young guys and their pursuit for greatness. And everybody should be happy with that. But for now, like, subscribe, share. I'm out.